Good afternoon. Prince Todd transmitting from Australia, which is a location on planet Earth. So fellow Earthlings, greetings, love and hugs to everybody out there. Transmitting from Channel 4. Transmitting from Channel 4 and already ready to receive. Now, here in Australia, yes, we have a culture. And me being, I think I'm about the 5th, 6th generation now, well, descendant from the first fleeters. And Mary Dickinson and William Eggleton was one of those 30 marriages, first ones, held at Sydney Cove. A few days later. And as I said, patriotism and being passionate for one's country is not fanatical. Okay, I said that fanatical and fanatics are plain insane and big major mental health issues. And if that's what they got, well, we give them help with that mental health issue. But being a fanatic for their religion really isn't Australia's problem. That's their problem they've brought in to Australia. And I knew this was going to happen 30 odd years ago when I used to catch a train from Parramatta and I was seeing, what's this? What are they building there? And that was the mosque they were building at Auburn. And I've seen this infection, and it is an infection. It's like a virus. The way they've taken over Maryland's, I think they're up in Greystanes now, or Greystanes, Guildford, Eunora, definitely Granville and Auburn. Why didn't they mix? Why didn't they come in and mix with the population? And this is where the problem is. The multiculturalism was forced on the Australian people. It was forced on by our government because our government wished to get those new votes. And while we're talking about votes, like Pauline Hanson said, when you come to this country, you're going to have to be here for 10 years. Now, you're going to have enough money on you to support yourself, like about 100 grand to come into the country to support yourself and get a job and work for 10 years paying taxes before you can even get onto our welfare system. As I said, all this was set up by our ancestors, not for you guys. You're newbies. You've got to pull your weight and work. See what? If you don't work and live on our welfare, this is what Aussies call you a bludger. You are a bludger. And I'm going to touch on our cultural slang very shortly. Now, it's not Australians for Australians, right? Australia for Australians, one flag, one Australian flag. I don't know how all these other flags got in. I don't care what country you're from. You fly the Australian flag in public. What you do behind closed doors, I don't care. You can put your flag on your lounge room wall. That's fine. But as far as when it goes public, it's the Australian flag. This is what our ancestors fought for and sacrificed themselves for. In all the wars, my family, you can't imagine how many battles my ancestors have been in and watching this whole shit. And it is a shit fight. And our government let this happen. They're gutless. Our governments are gutless and cowards and just worry about the next vote. And all these newcomers, they vote Labor. They shouldn't even have a voting right. As I said, they should be here for 10 years. And they should be flying the Australian flag. And if you can't and you're not prepared to do that, don't bother coming here. And that's why our government needs to take and do the difficult decisions. And if they can't do that, I will do that. I will make the difficult decisions. It's simples. I'm just a bit sick of and over all this coming to our country and taking over townships and then it's like another Gaza. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just go to another country and play by their rules? Why don't these Palestinians and all the other shit that goes with it, why don't they go over to Japan? Or why don't they go over to Saudi Arabia or Egypt or Turkey? Because they're hardliners over there. They won't put up with your bullshit. And I don't know why. I just had a beautiful, it came from a nation overseas, and he said, why are you putting up with all this bullshit? We don't put up with this bullshit. I said, well, that's our politicians in the West, and then they make up these laws against their own local people. And then they suppress and oppress their local people and let these newbies come in and run the show. What do you think the locals are going to do? Of course we're going to jump up and down. Anyway, this is our culture on a lighter note. But, I'm just over all this. Why have they come here and just taken over our townships and suburbs? Multiculturalism, okay, it was a good thing. It was a bit of a gamble. And it was an experience, but it's a bad experience. And it's a bad experiment. The experiment didn't work. Just own it. Our politicians should own it and say, yeah, let everyone integrate into the society now. And keep the mosque. As long as it's bloody peaceful. As long as it's peaceful, and you'll become Australians, no doubt, in 50 to 100 years' time, your kids will become Australian, and they probably won't even worry about your way of life with those mosques and so forth in the future. I know I've gone spirituality. I've gone in my spiritual side. So if everyone went in their spiritual side, there'd be no need for a religion. And even politics. When you got a king gets the final say. And that is through the anointment of thy Father sitting on the majestic throne in heaven. Anyway, lighter note. Let's go to a lighter note, okay? So, we start off with Aussie slang, bloody oath, and you bloody ripper, or you're a C. And everyone knows that C word, and if you get that C word off a mate, and you've done nothing wrong, well, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. And you pussy, remember the pussy? So now, okay, so we have a cold one, which is a beer. And everyone knows Accadacca. I think that's worldwide now. Accadacca, that's gone worldwide. ACDC. Accadacca. Ankle biter, the ankle biter. A child, ankle biter. Arvo, afternoon. The Aussie Salute. Okay, the Aussie Salute. We wave that to scare away the flies. It's called the Aussie Salute. Get away, you black seas. Okay, that's what we'd say with the flies. Arvo. Oh, an avocado. Okay, bail. I'm going to bail out of here. It means, cancel plans or Bruce bailed. Bruce isn't going to turn up. We sort of called everyone Bruce too. There you go, Brucey. And then your barbecue. Bathers or budgie snugglers. I think, what was that politician that wore budgie smugglers and got called out for it? He's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember. You bloody beauty. Great, most often explained as you beauty and you bloody beauty. Billabong, a pond in a dry riverbed. Billy, teapot, put the billy on. And then bloody, we've had bloody, very used to a point where, that's bloody good, or Yeah, well, you put the bloody kettle on, will you? Well, put the bloody billy on and bloody oath, which we've had, and you'll see me when I stood as a candidate up there at Tamworth. I actually said bloody oath. And I notice a few people now are starting to say bloody oath. This is our culture. This is the Aussie slang and the Aussie way of life. Used to be a laid-back way of life, but multiculturalism, and I'm not going into any special groups, they already know who they are. They're causing shit, they're causing trouble. And when you cause trouble, we round you up and piss you off. Simple as that. Just unfortunately, our government hasn't got the balls to do that. They go on us. Go on us. Bludger, we went on the bludger word. Someone that's lazy and someone that just comes in and reaps rewards off all our good work. And use our Western laws against us. I just noticed those five people they arrested. Those 5 people are going to sue the police force. What's going on there? How stupid! It's stupid society. Stupid. Bogan. What's that one? Well, if you like, just call your friends a bogan when they're acting when you're acting weird. Like now, they're bogans. Fanatical bogans. And booze bus. Well, everyone knows the booze bus. Everyone knows the bottle-o. I went to the bottle-o growing up over the years. Brekky, breakfast. Brolly, umbrella. Bruce, an Aussie bloke. Good on you, Brucey. And they got Buckley's chance. That's what I mean. They'd have Buckley's chance getting on our welfare system unless they've been here for 10 years. Budgie smugglers. Costello and Abbott. Wasn't it? Tony Abbott. Tony Abbott. Knew it'd come to me. Budgie smugglers. That's what he's renowned for. Tony Abbott. I'll be buggered. Exhausted. Bush, out in the bush. He's gone bush. I've gone bush. I'm going bush for a couple of days. Okay? Going on a walkabout in the bush. Coo-wee! Ha ha ha! Yeah, let's get that going. Okay, Cab Sav, which is your wine. Cactus. They're cactus. Chock-a-block. You meaning you're full if you're tucker. Chocky Bicky. Can I have a Chocky Bicky? And the chook. We all know the chook because I mentioned the chook not long ago, running around without its head. Yes. They know who I mentioned about that, running around without a head. Chrissy, which we're coming up to now. Chrissy. A ciggy or a durry, cigarette. Clucky. Women when they're maternal, pregnant, they feel a bit clucky. Cobber. A very good friend. A coldie, can I have a coldie? And coppers, or the blue light, policeman. Crack the shits. We cracked the shits there for a while, and we still are, but we keep our emotions in check. But we still can crack the shits and get shitty. Crikey, which was Steve Irwin, done Crikey and Sheila and stuff like that. Crook, feeling a bit being angry again, crook, bit like crack the shits, I'm feeling crook, can also mean sick too, sick. Dag, someone who's a bit of a nerd or a geek. Dax, which is your trousers, your pants. Darty, being darty, it's meaning cool, you're cool. And dead set, true blue. Dead set, man, when did that happen? All this stuff, all our slang, we should be bringing it up and teaching at school. Devo, which is a devastated drongo. That's why I call those people in Parliament House drongos, because that's what they are. A durry, cigarette, by the way, it means, and Devo. Durry, which we got, Esky, everyone knows the Esky. Facey's the new one. Facey, mean Facebook. Fair dinkum, honestly, so forth and so forth. And we get up to, what time we got? Okay, footy, we know the footy, a frothy. And then it's a beer. F me dead. That's unfortunate, that surprises me. Yeah, frothy, or a furphy, rumours or stories. You're telling a bit of a furphy there, or a bit of a porky. G'day, everyone knows g'day, hello, welcome, greetings. Galah, an Australian cockatoo with a reputation for not being bright. Hence, a galah is also a stupid person. A few galahs out there, aren't they? Gnarly, awesome. Good on ya. What are you doing? Good on ya. Goon is a cheap box. Remember the Goonie? We all went and the cooler bar tree, but we all took our Goonies with us, didn't we? And the 4 litre Goonie, and then you drink it at your mate's place, and you blow it up as a pillow and use it as a pillow. Things we do. Hard yakka, and this is what I'm saying. All our ancestors done hard yakka for us descendants to reap those rewards. Not newbies. No, this was set up for the descendants from the ancestors. Hooligan, you're a bloody hooligan and a hoon, all right? Knickers, the Sheila's underwear. Legless is look at you, you're inebriated and you're freaking legless. You can hardly stand up. Really drunk. Lollies, we know lollies, sweets, Macca's, McDonald's. Now, Manchester's a new one for me. Sheets, linen. If you're from England, finding a department within a shop called Manchester could seriously confuse you. So, yeah, if you're in a shop and you're feeling a bit confused in that, we used to call you Manchester. You're nothing but a Manchester. Bloody mongrel. You're a bloody mongrel. Someone who's a bit of a dick. Okay, mozzie, which is your mosquito, mozzies. No drama, no worries, no wuckers, no wuck and worries. Nudie, naked outback, the interior of Australia. The outback is more remote than those areas named the bush, so we used to call it nutty or nudie. A pash. Did you give her a pash yet? Yeah, a kiss. Pasha, man. Come on, you can do it. She going to let you pash her? Piece of piss. Yeah, it's a piece of piss. Piss off. Go away. You've heard me say piss off before to these, to the ones not complying and just being nice and complacent with Australian rules. We have rules too, and you don't follow by our rules, and that's why we're at this stage now. Going to be like Japan. It's going to get to a stage where none of these countries are going to want you because these are just troublemakers. And no one wants death. No. Unless it's natural causes or just the natural flow of life. Let the Holy Spirit flow in too, but let the cosmic energy of pure light flow in and go with the flow. Go with the flow or become the flow. Pranksters. You're a prankster. Legless, that mongrel, mozzie. No drama, no worries, no whackers. Pash, piece of piss off. I'm going over here for just having a quick piss, you know. That's urinate, of course. And you're pissed? You're pissed. Legless again, isn't it? You just had too much to drink. Rack off. Oh, do you reckon? And rally and rellos. Don't we love it when the rally and rellos come over the visit? And runners, put your runners on so you can run. Bloody ripper, you little bloody ripper. Rooted, tired, just broken, buggered. Singer, we know the singer. Put a singer, have a singer, put the banger in the middle of it, have a nice singer. Now, shark biscuit. I haven't heard this one. Shark biscuit. It's a bit rugged, but anyway, kids at the beach. That's what they're called, shark biscuits. Sheila, a woman. She'll be apples. Shoot through. I'm just going to shoot through. Sickie, sick day off work. Skull that beer, and you're going to be legless soon. Okay, slab. Go get another slab. Smoko, cigarette break, snag, and stiffy, erection, or yeah, you're feeling happy because you got a stiffy. Australia, Struth, roof, what are you doing? I'll be buggered. Stubby, bottle of beer, stubby holder, stuffed, sunnies. Let's go get the sunnies. Let's go get a slab of beer. Where's me sunnies? Got me keys? Or tinny. Tinny's another one. It could also a small boat or a beer. There are thongs. Flip-flops. Do not be alarmed if your newfound Australian friend asks you to wear thongs to the beach. They are most likely expressing their concern of the hot sand on your delicate feet. Okay, your thong, it's not the one that goes around your waist. They go on your feet. True blue Aussie, generally Australian. And tucker, food, bush tucker, same thing, bush tucker, exactly what it says. And the two up and Yui in that car, let's do a Yui. And up yourself. Remember the up yourself? You're bloody up yourself. And whoop, middle of nowhere. And use. You know what's going on now? Now, as you should know, that's the Australia slang. I hope you got tickled pink out of that, because there's other ones too. There's trendsetter. Remember, you're a trendsetter. You know, these were good times. These are good times in Australia, and this is our culture. And this is what we're saying. Don't upset the apple cart. That's another one. They're upsetting the apple cart, and you need the balls to deal with this. Now, they created it. The Labor and Liberal Party both created this with immigration. So they can fix the bloody thing. And if they can't fix it, piss off and put someone capable in there that is capable of making those difficult decisions. Now, if they're all in one town or so forth, well, we're just going to have to round them up and route them out. And if they're not supposed to be here, they're all on work and visas and so forth. You'll probably find half of them or 3/4 of them are on visas. Piss them off. Never to return to Australia. You blacklist them. Put the red flags up. And everyone, these computers and AI, fair dinkum, if you can't put red flags on people with saying things and doing things, you know, like, freaking hell, man. What is wrong with our government? What is wrong with ACDC? What's wrong with our police forces? Are they all so corrupt or just so complacent? Or we've dumped them down that much, which we have, because we lowered the standards to get in any of these forces now. Because no one wants to be in them, so they're just taking Tom, Dick and Harry. You know, we need some kind of standards. You need to raise our standards again. So you get intelligent people into that system that does law and order. Law and order. Okay, what's this one? Sexuality. Remember that stiffy? Keep your stiffy to yourself. Okay, what's this one? Yeah, see, raising your standards. This is what I'm saying. Raising your standards. And inner power. And control one's sexuality. Okay? It's all about, yeah, like we said, with your sexuality consenting. Okay? So that's not a problem. But we all always knew that when I was growing up. It was like a mutual thing with the opposite sex, wasn't it? It's like you'd go over and, you know, hi, how you going? What's your star sign? And what's your name? Where you from? Where do you work? Oh, can I buy you a drink? and get to know people, you know. It used to be like, like getting on to someone, you know, like, and it used to be good times because it used to be all those nightclubs, you'd go for a dance and so forth, but you can't do that then because people started fucking that up too because, you know, well, putting shit in people's drinks and stuff like that, you know, spiking people's drinks, and that stuffed that up, hasn't it? And now I believe it's all through social media on the dating game. See, I used to go nightclubbing. I used to love nightclubbing and, yeah, whining and dining women in general, you know, like opening cars' doors, but just being a true gentleman, a lot of things have changed, hasn't it? You know, Wheel of Fortune, and with the Wheel of Fortune, as I say, and if you look at my previous video, yes, I go into my master numbers, and it's like a matrix. It's like a matrix, and the astrology side of things, and what I've done in my life, and touching base on it. And you can see, yes, I was in the Navy from 1982 to 88. On the main ship there was the Vampire. So you all resonate with the Vampire. You've been down Darling Harbour. Yes, Prince Todd served on that ship, HMAS Vampire. Okay. Creswell's another one, the officers' training ground. Down there for a while. Knew a few officers. They're probably high up in command too now. And TRV Tuna used to go out as a staker. I was a staker in the Navy, which is a marine engineer, marine technical propulsion. And that Vampire was a good one because you'd go in the boiler room and go through airlock doors. You'd go through one door, shut that door, seal it, and then open up that other door and then seal that door. It was like an airlock to keep the pressure equalised in the boiler room, A and B boiler room. Yes, that was pretty good. So you know what's come up, don't you? Oh dear. It's all fallen into place. I'll touch base on actually what I've done for the last 48 years, you know, like being born at Cogra Hospital, and everyone should know what Cogra means now, and Currawee Primary School. Just humble beginnings, and it's good to be humble. You don't have to go to all these, stuck up places to become anyone. I think it needs to happen from humble beginnings. I don't know, you tell me what you guys think. I think humble beginnings is great because I was running around and people didn't even know who I was. I didn't even know who I was until I turned such and such, until the time was right. Okay, 4. 9 again. There, see, the dark side, I tell you. See. What does that come out for? It's a yes. You got 3 yes cards, 1 no, and then a maybe, so it's all good. Okay, quickly. Wheel of Fortune. People know what the Wheel of Fortune is. Good luck, karma. I got no karma debt. No karma debt whatsoever, because through my past lives, that's what it's all about. Going back, doing it again until you got no bad karma. You'll just keep going back and doing it again and again and again. And people that don't believe in it, well, good luck, karma, life cycles, as I said in that last one, we're going back to number 1. 9 cycles you get. And then it comes back. It's like every decade, really, isn't it? Every decade. So you get the 9, and then the new decade, it goes back to 1. That's your cycles. Destiny, turning point, change, inevitable fate. You hear me say that all the time. And unstoppable. Ups and downs, unpredictable, and the beautiful Emperor. Protection. You've all got it. And the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, spin the wheel. It's all good. Can't get any better. Well, it can get better when I get on the throne. Not that kind of throne, as in Aussie slang. The true throne, the true throne, and the true crown, the purity, where authority and your sovereignty, all of it, the reigns. Respect, leadership, stability, structure. This is what I'll give all you guys. This is it, right? Fire Aries and organisational skills. As I said, I love organising people and directing people and protecting people. Reliability and the ability to work hard yakka. Now, respect, leadership. This is me. Respect, leadership, stability, structure, rules and power. Authority, father figure. Protection, control, discipline, focus, practicality. Okay, Emperor. Comes up for a reason, with meaning and purpose, and put it in play. Now, the Four of Pentacles, Capricorn, it's an earth, and it's form, completeness, foundations, progress, power, and stability. Saving money, security, conservation, scarcity, control, and what's that other one? Frugality. Okay, 9. Wish coming true. Contentment, satisfaction, emotional stability, luxury, and gratitude. And, yes, it's a maybe. We've had these before. Opportunities, wishful thinking, choices, illusions, searching for purpose, daydreaming, regaining control. They'll be losing control, the deep state, the darkness. They're losing control as we speak now. As I say, our military is doing a marvellous job, okay? They're doing a marvellous job. And also USA is doing a marvellous job with Pres Trump. As I said, this has been in for centuries, It just doesn't take, we can't clean it up just overnight. Mastery, choices, responsibility, myth, secrets. Okay, it's all there, ladies and gentlemen. I'll bid you farewell. And, that slang, I hope you had a bit of a laugh out of some of those slangs. But I said that slang because, I'm transmitting from Australia, and a lot of the world doesn't know those slang, the Aussie terminology to the slang. Apart from Paul Hogan, right, a few ones that made it in the movie industry. And Steve Irwin with Crikey, Sheila, and She'll Be Apples and stuff like that. And Paul Hogan with, viewers. And so I'm more after, the tribe. I'm after me tribe again. All right, so tribe comes forward to their dynamic spiritual leader, and it'll be good as gold. When you meditate and do that yoga, and that beam of gold comes down through your crown. Beautiful sensation. As I said, sensational. It's all sensational. I'm going to draw one card and see. Yes, see, and another thing, homeless people. Why does this government, as I said, they got no intention of fixing anything, because they would have fixed it by now. But why do we see Australians out in tents, in parks, living in tents? And it just doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. It's no common sense there whatsoever. Wouldn't you be helping your fellow humans, even like human beings, because we are spiritual beings, okay? Human beings, spiritual beings, help humanity out and give your locals, which the Australian people, Australian for Australians, houses, fix them up and put a roof over their head. Why the hell would you let immigrants into the country only to disrupt us and try and distract us too? That we've been distracted too long. We've let our governments do this shit to us for the last 30 years, and they moved it big time in the last 15 years. 800,000 people a year. That's, mate, I came from a township of 800 people. I'm living here now, or up at Covey. There's probably less than, I don't know, 1,500 people. 800,000 people, that's a lot of... It's insane. Our government is insane too, because they're fanatics too. Okay, I just had to say that because it's madness. You don't do it. And you wouldn't even do it to even help yourself, because you help others before you help yourself if you see them in need of help. They just don't get it, our government, and they got no balls. You know, like he's a coward. And he's going to get booed everywhere he goes. Like, he's going to have to pull his head out of his ass because he's so far up his ass, it's not funny. So full of his own shit. You know, I dislike him. I really dislike the whole government because they're doing absolutely nothing for Australians people. Doing nothing. And I don't even know where his ancestry comes from either. He went in on the backbone of the Italians, I think, and he stabbed all his Italian mates in the back too. He's a backstabber. They're all so full of shit, it's not funny. But anyway, people's powers and me tribe, bringing me tribe home to a dynamic spiritual leader. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen. Pushing out that pure light now. Pushing out the pure light. Plenty of energy, plenty of good energy to go around. And as I say, I bring in all the good ones, the good spirits. We've got plenty of spiritual help. And not only that, extraterrestrials too. And I've said that in the past on who they all are. And there's, as I said, there's a lot more there in the other dimensions that we don't even know about helping us. Definitely pushing me along, giving me plenty of energy. You got to be confident. You got to have energy. You got to have that chemistry, charisma, and make yourself, crystal out there and clarity. And I'm pretty well damn sure now it's all happening. Okie dokie. Bye from now. From Channel 4. Okay, bring it all in. Just bring it all in. And I am ready to receive. Pretty hunky-dory. And fine and dandy. Take care, stay safe.